Yeah. We're right here with our dog, baby. Our dog. What you know? What you know? We're in Austin, Texas. Look at that legendary spot. So, dude, the 80s.
Yeah.
You beat everybody. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, you know, man, I come up, you know, in the 80s, you know, watching people do pogos and hopping, and then, you know, in 87, you know, Mark Eaton showed up, Velodrome, did a steamroller in front of me, and, you know, it was all over right there, dude. The movement was forward, and
Lung
I was
mustard.
at the right age, dude. So, you know what, I picked up all that rolling stuff, and that's what made me leap into the future, because back then it was hard to do anything. You know, people were so used to going backwards that they couldn't understand forward. So I was like Whip Flash Central. I was like, let's do this. I got whip flashes all day.
That's
so,
right.
Like the people that could whip flash back in the day, they moved on, you know, and they made the future of Flatland, you know.
And the others fell off.
Oh yeah, quickly.
And we love that. We love
yeah,
that.
that's why I beat motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They weren't as, you know, you gotta lean forward a little bit. Take
So,
a couple hit.
Dorkin 2, Lung drops it, Hammer. I mean, you basically, even Kevin Jones said, you inspired and invented style. So everybody thanks you for that. And definitely comment below. You know if you's doing connections, you got it from this guy right here, our dog. But I gotta ask you, and Flat Matters wants to know, the cover. What happens? Did Spike Jonze call you? Where was you?
Well,
What happened for all the fans? What happened?
Man, I just got lucky, dude. I was a 16 expert, killing it, winning a lot of contests. Dyno factory sponsored rider, and it was here in Austin, Texas, that, you know, one of the last AFA years that we had, you know, 89, and yeah, man, I was in the back practice area, and Spike was just like, you know Spike, man, you don't
Spike
even,
Jonze.
you know, I was just spinning it up, and he happened to be in the right position, you know, he was taking pictures of everyone, but the point that I got on cover, I didn't even realize until I went to California for one of the last velodromes, and you know, it was big news, dude. It was big news, man. Magoo took me into GT bicycles, man. I met Rich Long.
Wow.
He threw down they were having a big meeting, all these big GT wigs. Rich Long at the top of the helm, and threw down the magazine. He goes, "This is Ruben Castillo."
He's in here.
Yeah, he's
Robinson Bars.
This is him. What'd you say?
Robinson Bars.
Yeah. This is who he is. He's on the cover of Freestyling, and
So Wendy Osborne didn't call you? No one called you?
no one called me, man. It was just
straight Magoo.
Yeah, Magoo, and then, you know, I think people at Trend knew, you know, like, but yeah, word of mouth. You know, back then, you know, it was. No one knew. You knew something was in the air, but I didn't know. I had no idea, dude. It was a total surprise to me. Spike didn't call me or nothing like that, because Spike, you know, he's just, you know, he's big time, dude. He ain't gonna call nobody. It just showed up out of nowhere. So I was just like, you know, at that age in my life, you know, I was so young that I didn't know what it was, because I was just cutting it up, you know. I was just, you know, little bitty R dog growing up, and yeah, man. It just made me realize that I was a bigger impact than I thought I was.
Wow, I'll say.
You know, in Flatland. So, yeah, that made my 89 year, and that's what keeps me going to now, man. You know, because back then, you know, if you got on you look at everybody else that's on a cover for Freestyling, they're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Most of them, you know. So.
Oh, you better go in there. I mean, that cover is tattooed on me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That cover.
Yeah. And
It's tattooed on me.
What's funny about the cover is it had the on top of the cover, it said the impossible Kevin Jones trick, and it was the Hitchhiker.
Oh yeah, right.
It was in the back pages.
Yep.
Of that. So a lot of history right there. You know, Peter
Yeah,
Gusson
and-
speaks. There was a Peter Gusson.
Yeah, a little
and he's my
yep.
hero. Look,
Yeah.
I got a Peter Gusson tattooed, inspired. Peter Gusson had this on his arm.
Wow.
Yeah, he was one of my heroes in the AFA. He was mean as hell. Scared the shit out of me, man. I looked up to him and Diz Hicks, man, at the contest, and
Diz was awesome.
They were rogues, man. I remember one time in Portland, Oregon, Diz Hicks and Seppi came by in their rented car Lincoln, and we were having a flat jam and they peeled out, dude, left a big donut. They were both all drinking whiskey, broke the bottle, and I was just like, those guys rule.
Yeah.
CW.
Wow. Diz
Yeah, Diz.
and Pete. Oh man.
Pete, all them dudes, they rode for CW back in '86, and that's when I started hanging out at all the AFA Masters. You know, that's one of the first. I went to one in Tulsa, and that's where I started watching. You know, my first AFA was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I went against Scott Freeman and Trevor Hernandez.
Wow.
And they were both factory Skyway, factory mongoose.
Yeah.
And I was riding co-factory dyno, but I wasn't a superstar. I got third place. They both
Right.
beat me. And that was when I was 13, but by the time 14 came around, I had them.
And they were trying to make Scotty Freeman just a poster child. He was in Skybike, Disney stuff. Like,
I'm the dude who upset their future career.
oh, it's so and from Texas.
Yeah, and from Texas and Mexican.
Yeah.
Just to put, the
BMX man.
icing on the cake,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, bro, BMX
Yeah.
man.
Right.
Just to put the icing on the cake, yeah, man. So, people tripped out on me and my brother, man. We were like, we made it, man. We were factory GT and dyno, man. So we got to benefit off of all the, when you were a little kid, you'd always look in the magazines and be like,
oh yeah,
man, California got it made.
Got it
Every
made.
badass dude is from Cali, and they got sponsors, and
none of us knew the magazines were there.
so I was just, man, at that age, Sean, I really, it was just all, I knew I was famous, but I was still in doing the work, I didn't really,
Right.
I didn't really, I cared, I was like stoked and happy, but it wasn't something that I was going for. It was a total surprise. I didn't think anyone my age would get something like that. I knew Scott Freeman was on covers,
Right.
freestyling, but after I got the cover, I said, that's right when I said you made it in life.
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted.
That's what you wanted.
My dream was to be sponsored and to make covers and be a sponsored Flatlander.
Right.
I wanted to be a professional. That's what I wanted my whole life, to be a professional Flatlander.
You did it before 18.
Yeah, I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, by the time I was 18, I was battling McCoy, but then, I was bright when stuff started getting real dark. Flatland got dark. Yeah, everybody, AFA died, everybody left the planet, man. It was just, I was here riding, and it's funny, I was one of the I was riding right here, man. This is where
Always been.
I was by myself in Austin. Everyone quit in Austin, even Easy quit. Everybody quit. And that's, what happened? Goot got sponsored by Powerlight and was moving to California to do shows with Robert and Woody. And Goot asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, man, I gotta go to Cali because that's the only place where the Flatland Fugitives, there's Flatlanders.
Yeah.
It was like trying to, yeah.
Fugitives.
Think about it.
Yeah.
No one to ride with in the United States. You gotta go to.
You gotta go where they're riding, yeah.
To where the dudes are banging, and that's what I did, dude. And luckily at that period, it, man. The best dudes were hanging at HB.
Big time.
Phil Dolan, Chase G, Dirty D,
Edgar,
Worsley, and
Dylan. Oh man.
I learned from the best, dude.
Gabe, Royo, Leo, yeah, Leo, yeah, Nate,
Saw McKinney, dude.
McKinney,
Edgar,
Sean Peters,
Jesse,
Jesse.
Oh my God, Dave was a murderer.
Oh man.
Come on now.
On a bike.
So, dude, I got to California, '95, and that changed my life. I showed up to the beach, and Chase Gwynn is like, you can't ride flatland with a freewheel.
Yeah.
I never even had a coaster brake, dog.
Wow.
He gave me his backup. Chase G gave me his backup Suntour. He's like, no, you can't. You're not a flatlander until you get a coaster brake.
That's right.
Showed me how to engage it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I got schooled, man. I felt like the worst dude in Huntington Beach.
But you had so much front wheel that I think that free wheel was just like a tool for you to get momentum.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But I'm so stoked he gave you a coaster.
Yeah.
That ain't an easy trick.
It's not.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, on the peg. That is not where it was.
No, this is the first way to learn.
This ain't your double tail whip. This is tail whip walking. I doubt. So now after the 80s, you kept riding through the 90s,
And you
kind of doing shows.
You remember, you know where I ended up. You saw me at Wet and Wild.
Oh, yeah.
You saw what my brother started a business, his own business, bike sports and blade shows. And I was riding here, living with my first wife, Bethany. And he sent me a GT Pro Freestyle tour and said, hey, start practicing because I got some shows. I got a gig. You want to do shows? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do shows. So I ended up practicing. We flew out and did shows in Dallas, and that was the year I did shows with the most famous skateboarder ever, Jeff Phillips.
Oh.
Rest in peace. You know, I got to hang out with him his last year, and we did shows at Wet and Wild up there. And then the next year, ¡94, we went to Wet and Wild in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And in '95, I showed up in Huntington Beach.
Under the pier. Yeah.
I almost quit high school to go live with
Yeah. So McKinney, you know, he at his house was like, who was some of your favorite riders? So I told him, you know, Derek Aree and everything. And I met Derek at the AFAs and he brought him over. And then I told him, you know, I almost left high school to ride with Ruben Robert Castillo. He's like, okay, takes me to Vegas. All the fugitives jump in vehicles, go to Vegas, have no idea that you, Goot, and Robert are doing shows at Wet and Wild. So we're at Wet and Wild. I had no idea why we're at Wet and Wild running around when we should be in Vegas riding. And then he's like, hey man, a show's gonna begin. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, a show's gonna begin, let's sit down. I had no idea that shows was even happening at this point. So we sit down, and then here I'm sitting there and I hear, all right, we're starting a show. Here's Robert Castillo, here's Ruben Castillo, Kevin Gutierrez. And dude, my eyes were big as hell. Then McKinney goes down and tells you, hey, this guy up here, man, he's your biggest fan. So I saw the Wet n Wild show, and oh man, I was psyched. I couldn't believe that not only you, but you and Robert are there in front of me. It was mind-blowing to me, but you know, this is just in your life. I just happened to kind of come in right there a couple years late.
Yeah, it's all right, man. We still got to hang and bang, and that was the beginning of me moving to Cali, and you know,
still dominating on GT Dyno.
Still riding for GT Dyno, and then I, you know, once I was in Huntington Beach, you know, I started realizing that, man, there's so many tricks to learn with the Fugitive. I mean, like, man, I feel like I need to catch up. So it was a good time, you know. And then, you know, Woody was one of the persons who helped me with the GT show, you know.
Yeah.
Woody and Robert, and I was very fortunate because that bike size helped me vamp my style of riding, man. Like, if you thought I had combinations, it just escalated once I got a smaller frame, you know. So I lucked out because, man, I wasn't at my high point until I got an 18.5, and then I realized, and you're the one who helped me with the geometry. You remember that?
I 100%. You know, I definitely helped you with the geometry, but I'm sure Robert and Woody come up with like the bent down tube and all them extras. I didn't even know that was going to happen.
No, that was a lot of the R&D department over there. They were into all that that crazy design. I had a meeting with them, and I told them that the top tube on the dyno was too tall, that it didn't help for whiplashes, and it wasn't whiplash friendly and needed to be lower. So I was one of the first people to start, like, we need to get that top tube lower. You know, we got to make it easier for whiplashes. And
I remember when the show come out, all zero piston stem, zero forks.
Yeah.
I
couldn't handle that.
You had it under a sheet, dude. Rip that sheet off. I couldn't believe it.
I had to switch that up.
That was incredible.
I had to switch all that up, man, because I was like, man, I'm used to offset. I can't just go to zero.
I mean, it's dope that it was called the GT show, but I really wish they'd have put your name on it. But they kind of did. But
they did. They advertised me as, you know, the you know, designer and helper of the bike. You know, so I took it.
We all know it.
Sean, I've never made no money off bikes. That shit, man. I've done all this for free and just benefited off love, free and love, and benefited off travel and entertaining and preaching, you know, the word of Flatland. That's what I'm about.
It's the best.
You know, I'm rich by just what I can do. You know, I never money hadn't been a thing to me, man. I wish, dude, because I could use some.
Yeah.
But you know, Flatland, it hasn't got that recognition yet, where there's rich dudes walking around Flatlanding.
If you got money out there, send some money to Ruben's PayPal address,
Yeah.
rubencastillo@gmail.com. Just start sending money.
Yeah, I can start with $1.
Start with $1.
Let's start with $1, and then let's work our way up and pay respect to due to combos, because
Yeah.
that's one thing that I always get props from the homies. They're like, man, you was comboing up back. I was like,
Oh.
that's what it was to do.
It was
It
scary.
was called, linking. You would link everything. That's a cool thing about Flatland. It all goes together. People just don't know it.
It's funny, like to you, it was like dream style, and to us, it was like a new nightmare. Like now we gotta start riding like this. Man, just when you thought like riding in out of tricks was hard enough, now you gotta just walk all over the bike.
And that's one thing that made my style is I wasn't I could never do what people were doing. I had to always make up my own. So
Yeah.
that's how my style come about, is that, I was a lot smaller, and my moves were tighter. I went into circles. I didn't go,
And use a b-boy.
Yeah, I had to freestyle b-boy style.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh man, you feeling it yet? You guys feeling it yet? Get your hang gliders out.
I haven't done that one in forever, but I'm gonna hit.
They said they didn't want hang gliders. Our dog says hang glider. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man, the circulator's hard. Just put Easy Chris back in church. Oh man! Oh man! All right, so now it's 2018, man. We went 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now it's 2018, and now we're coming up on the very first Tacos Jam, and this is the legendary spot you've rode your whole life, dude.
I've been at this spot since 1993. Wow. It's where I learned top rocking. This spot has given me a lot. It's a little magical spot here in Eastside Austin, and this is my spot. After I left California, I come right back. I've been in the Eastside for 20 years over here, living on Garden Street, and this is my spot. This is where I come to hide out. No one hangs out here except old heads and stuff, so it's a really quiet spot to bust out. The spot's real nice and slick and flat, just what I like. Good for boomerangs.
Oh,
Yeah,
the best trick ever.
I'd have to bust them.
So what is the date of the Tacos Jam?
It's October 6th, 2018, coming up soon, y'all.
Right here.
Show up. This is gonna be the venue. Yeah, man, it's nice and outdoors, nice and breezy.
Yeah.
The weather in Austin is gonna be awesome. It always changes in October, so it's not gonna be 100 degrees here. It might be 80 degrees, which is good for us,
But warm enough.
70 maybe if we're lucky.
And who's to thank for the Tacos Jam?
Oh my God.
What's really happening?
Well, we're gonna have we have a couple of 12. It's from 12 to 8 o'clock, so we got all day. We're gonna do a Switzerland squeaker race.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Dawson,
Oh yeah.
two-footed squeaker race. We're having funky chicken foot down.
Funky chicken foot
and
down.
We're giving away cash dividends for best trick.
Wow.
Which is gonna go for like an hour and a half, and I'll be judging alongside with my bro and a couple other people, and we're gonna have, Austin's really good about food, so I mean there's gonna be tons of food around. We're gonna try to cater a little bit, so bring your chairs and your coolers, because it's gonna be
Be a hot one.
drinks.
Your phone chargers.
Yeah. What are those ones that the automatic?
Yeah.
The battery chargers.
Battery charge case.
Yeah, because there's There's gonna be electrical outlets, but not really. It's mainly for DJ Ed Jody. I got DJ Ed Jody showing up.
Yeah.
Backup DJ Stevo Ornelas.
Oh yeah, Steve-O, yeah.
I got 2 DJs. I got Mr. If. One of my biggest sponsors is Empire BMX. Bam.
Oh yeah.
Tina Miller, Tom. Tina Miller. that's not either. It's, yeah. Where's Tom last night? Tina and Tom at Empire. James McGraw.
James McGraw.
AFA.
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 Scooter.
AFA.
Scooter class 80s.
I thank him so much, man. Without him, this probably couldn't have happened. So thank James McGraw, Robert Castillo with
Yeah.
BMX freestyle team.
Yep, Robert.
ACL Steaks, local place here in Austin.
Oh,
And who is my last sponsor? I think that's it. Yeah,
We Bikes.
We Bicycles.
We Bikes hitting it off,
Yeah,
making that
We
frame
Bikes
for
is
you.
always
Dirty Day.
Let me get Dirty D.
Dirty D.
Best bike company, so underground. Not many people know about We Bicycles, but you know why? Because it's that hardcore. It stays
That's right.
underground.
Stays underground,
Yeah,
under
it's
the
gotta stay
lawn.
underground. But yeah, man, I've got some sponsors, man. I'm stoked. This event has been a long. I've been wanting to have it since that time I've been riding here. You know, I love this spot, and I always thought, you know, it's a nice place to come ride flat. You know, so.
It's great that you're going to share it.
Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of people show up, man. It should be pretty fun. Who else do I got to thank? I already thanked everybody.
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad, little guy,
boy.
my little man over there.
Yeah. Got him some combos.
I'm hoping, hope everyone shows up. I got some big names showing up. I'm James McGraw. I think Terry Adams might even show up.
Oh yeah, Terry better come here.
Yeah, Terry Adams might show up. So
TA.
you know, and all the local Texas got about 50 dudes. Too,
Yeah.
So I mean, Will Red, you know, got some heavy hitters in Texas. Hoping all the Houston guys show up. But yeah, San Antonio's got games, so we got all kinds of people going to show up. So I hope the event goes off. It's my first event, so I'm a little nervous about it. But you know, Sean,
Don't be.
there ain't nothing to be nervous about when it comes to busting out.
That's right.
So that's what we're gonna do here. We're
Let's-
gonna be busting out.
Let's go get some tricks.
Yeah, man,
Our dog.
Let's do this.
Our dog.
Yeah.
The Switzerland Squeaker. Catwalking. Yeah, ankle death.
Well,
2018 circular whiplash, ankle death. Austin, Texas.
1, 2, 3.
Hurting you guys, hurting you guys.
2018, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, get it!
This is a tribute trick to Gabe Weed and Andrew Arroyo, who when I moved to Huntington Beach, them dudes could do ropes all day long.
All day.
Took me almost 30 years to get this trick. I could never do it in Huntington Beach days. I didn't learn it until my son was born, so yeah, it took me, I don't know why, dude. Some tricks I don't learn, but this is for Andrew Arroyo, Weed, rope.
Rope! It don't matter what you do, you'll never ride like our dog. It don't matter. Oh,
Snake spin.
snake spin.
We call it the lung spin.
Yeah. Yeah. Opposite snake.
I've been practicing this combo since he's been born. And I probably hit it only like 10 times maybe.
Opposite switch hand. Steam.
I had to learn opposite switch hand.
Texas. Texas made.
What up, yo? With the most 80s mixed into some new stuff, you know.
That's right.
It's like definitely the mix of generations. Like what you're asking for.
Yeah. We
Revamp, homie.
we just want the R Dog mixtape. We just want the mixtape out of Austin.
Secret to my trick, I gotta get the Martin power going. Thanks for the Pepsi Sunlight. Think about the work inside that repertoire the decades.
Well, what I think is crazy is like, it's just that classic Dorkin too. You keep thinking it's gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. It's Austin. It's the Austin mixtape. To 9th Street Trails, Austin, Texas.
What's up,
Yeah,
yo?
yeah.
Taco Jam, 2018, October 6th.
The mixtape.
Mixtape, R Dog, in the house. Thank you, Sean White, Black Manager from Ketlo. All y'all out there, Flatland World. ATX, representative, R Dog. What?